You're at the end of your rope. Maybe everything seems bleak and hopeless. Maybe you're an anxiety-ridden mess 24/7 who can barely function because you're tremoring so badly. Maybe you're just getting angry and upset for no apparent reason. Regardless on what's going on, you've probably thought about getting some help. And that thought alone is a big step in the right direction. Because even though that you're ill right now, your brain telling you that, hey, maybe we should get some help, is actually a really good sign. Shows that you're still working with some, matter in your mind that's, going to be assisting you on this journey. This is a guide I've put together to help people understand what being an inpatient, going to stay at an inpatient facility is going to be like. And I know that thought can be very daunting, be very stressful. You've never gone before, so you don't know what to expect. And trust me, when I first went, I was very distressed and very concerned as well on what was going on and what was going to happen, regarding my treatment, regarding other patients there, how I would get along with that. And, even though I was at a very bad time in my life, I was even at a point where I was thinking, do I deserve to get help? Do I deserve to go out and, receive help? Because there are others that are worse off than me. But at the same time, you never can think of it that way, because what you're going through, what others are going through, never negates what you are going through. We each have our own experiences, and if you're suffering right now and can't get the help you need and need it desperately, maybe you're one step away from that edge. And the straw that breaks the camel's back is not going to be pretty, because it's either going to send you down to have a nervous breakdown. I don't think they even call that anymore, a nervous breakdown in the psych community. However, nervous breakdown, maybe you're a step away from that. I know I have been before. I've had a couple in my life. Not fun. Or even worse. Maybe you're like how I was. I was a step away this last time from just picking up a bottle of pills and ending it all. And we don't want you to be at that place. No one wants you to be at that place. So, if you don't think you're safe, you can either go to the hospital right now. They will help you with mental treatment, and they will find you a facility to send you to based on your insurance. Or if you could think you can wait, and this is usually the better option, so you can see kind of what your treatment's going to be looking like and where you're going to be going. Look up inpatient facilities near you or close to you that accept your insurance. And here's what you can expect going in one. First thing that is going to happen when you walk in is you're going to meet the front desk clerk. They'll be expecting you to call ahead. Usually they like that. Obviously they want to make sure they have a bed and place to put you. So call ahead, get an appointment scheduled, talk to the front desk. They'll have you fill up some basic paperwork, and you'll store your bags either behind the counter or in one of the lockers perhaps they have. Some facilities do, some facilities don't. I've been to many, so they do differ. And then after you get all that initial paperwork done, basically you'll immediately be pulled back into a room for evaluation. And these evaluations are very important. And you be honest with them completely. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to mistreat you because of what you tell them. They're going to make sure you get the right treatment no matter what. So say you have a drug problem. Admit that. They need to know this for your medication that they put you on. They need to know to get you stabilized. They need to know what's going on. So, I went in, I recreationally used marijuana. That's it. So, no biggie there. They don't care. But like I said, be honest with the evaluation. When they ask you, are you feeling suicidal? Are you feeling homicidal? I was never feeling homicidal myself, but I was feeling suicidal, and I was honest about that. They need to know, because this is their admitting privileges. You need to be a person genuinely in need for some very quick treatment, some quick action plan. They'll jump right on you. And so be honest with them. So if you do meet the criteria for going in and staying, I'll be honest with you, it's going to be about a 5 to 7 day stay. 5 to 7 day stay. Sorry if that wasn't clear. I mummer a little bit. I apologize. So pack accordingly. Pack light as well. Anything that has 1, 2, 3, first 3 ingredients, if they contain alcohol, cannot be in the facilities. Some facilities outright ban it completely if it contains alcohol, depending on the facility. Once again, check with them. This is why it's important for you to check with them to see what you can bring. Otherwise, if you don't want to worry about it, don't care, they will provide you with basic necessities there, including, towels, toothbrush, shampoo, everything like that. Don't bring towels. They always have towels there. You're not going to be allowed to bring any pillows or anything like that because of, a problem with people coming in with lice or bed bugs or something like that. So they completely outright ban those. So, basically you want decent clothing, night clothes, just any clothing that doesn't have strings, no strings on the clothing, like this jacket right here that I'm wearing. I would have to pull this out, or they would cut it, or I would completely outright not be allowed to have it because they don't want you to have anything that obviously you can hurt yourself with. They will be going through your clothes. If you get admitted, they'll go through all your stuff. You're allowed to bring some books. You're allowed to bring some writing materials, things like that. They'll have stuff there for you to do. They're usually generally really good about that because they want, to keep people engaged so they don't get bored, so they don't get depressed and antsy, even more while they're, undergoing treatment. So, once that's over with, you'll be brought into a room with your stuff. They'll kind of shake it all out just to make sure you're not sneaking anything in. You will do a search. It's not a complete, cavity search by any means, but it is a strip search, for, us women folk. We get down to just our underwear, and bras. I usually, I've had so many surgeries in the past that I'll just take the bra off as well and show, kind of cup and show them that, hey, nothing underneath, nothing hiding anywhere. And basically that's all they're checking, if you seem like, you're showing them, hey, nothing's here, blah, 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 they're not going to worry about it. So that's going to be, about, the first steps of going in. They'll give you a little orientation depending on what time of day you go. They'll get you a lunch, they'll get you a dinner, and then basically you will start joining the rest of the team, and that's the next step here. So what kind of people do you expect to see there? Well, you're going to see all walks of life. I'll give you that right now. You're not going to be the only person in there for mental health issues. However, you're also not going to be the only person in there not going to see the only person in there with drug issues, or be the only person in there with drug issues. So like I said, be honest, don't be ashamed about that. You're going to meet people from all walks of life, and kicking an addiction from drugs usually falls into the same category of getting treatment for, mental illness, because sometimes they can go hand in hand. We treat ourselves with street drugs or narcotics to become numb to our mental pain. And so it does go hand in hand. So you will see people that, are going to Narcotic Anonymous meetings, Alcoholic Anonymous meetings, things like that. So you're going to see mentally ill, people who do drugs, people who are maybe addicted to any substance or anything like that. And sometimes I will warn you that the people that do not suffer from an addiction can treat you, if you do any substance, they can treat you a little poorly. And not to say that they're going to be, completely rude to you. I hope not. Hope you never experience that. I've never seen that. But they can feel a sense of superiority towards you because, oh, well, they're not there for drugs. So, obviously that makes it better. We're all in the same boat. Okay? We're all there to help each other. And that was what got me through the first time I went to an inpatient facility, scared to death, not knowing what to do, not even 20 years old yet. I was brought under the wing of this girl that was there, and I'm not going to reveal her name for her, confidentiality reasons. However, she made my trip worthwhile. She was amazing. She was kicking heroin, and she was doing an amazing job. She had some harrowing experiences that I could not believe a person could go through, but it was amazing to see the camaraderie that eventually would be brought in the room with all the people that you're with. I mean, you're spending basically every waking moment with these people, so you gotta expect that, you're gonna start becoming part of a group. I'd always joke in the psych ward, quoting Alice in Wonderland, we're all mad here. And that seems to, be a good laugh with people, but, anyway, regardless, but the people you meet, no one's going to put you in any danger. The staff is not going to allow that, first off, okay? Never going to be any danger. If there is anything, any people getting excited, which does happen, some people have moments of freak out, and usually it manifests in the burlier men a little more aggressively. So that might scare you and worry you the first time that happens. But staff will immediately intervene, take care of that person, remove everybody else from the situation. You will be completely fine. They're never going to let you be, unsafe or anything like that. These people are going to be sharing secrets that most of you wouldn't want your best friends knowing. So know that during groups and things like that you're going to be experiencing, these people are your lifeline. In one of my stays, we had a group that we even connect today still on Facebook, and keep in touch because it was such an amazing group that nobody wanted to leave it. Nobody wanted to leave each other because we all got along so magnificently. And you're going to get the occasional odd duck who does, present themselves as a little strange. I had a roommate who was very obese, and I only mention that because she, against policy, slept in the nude, so that was very interesting to see. She also did suffer from schizophrenia, and we were allowed to wear headphones provided by the company I was with, the inpatient facility. And she told me she wears it because it blocks out the voices. And one time she took them off while we were in our rooms at night, and she looked at me and smiled and said, "You're really nice." She goes, "My other roommates I usually try to smother with a pillow." She goes, "But not you, you're nice." So you're going to be seeing things like that. You're going to be seeing people sometimes fly off the handle for no apparent reason. But remember, we've all had those days. We've all had those moments. And they're just having theirs. Let them have it. Try to be supportive is what I say. try to keep a neutral ground. Don't try to, pick cliques and, be mean to people, because you're stuck in a locked building with them. If you're mean to people, you're not going to get a lot of support. And that would be unfortunate for your visit, because you're there to get better, and you're there to, get a little social interaction while you're there. So don't be a dick, is basically what I can say. And if you don't be a dick, other people aren't going to be dicks to you, and it's all going to go well. You're going to have a good time. I know that although I've had to go multiple times, it was just because of incorrect medication. All the times I've met the best people, the nicest people. Doesn't matter if they're there for mental illness, doesn't matter if they're there for drugs. They've always been the kindest, most receptive people who understand. And I also make a joke that I never feel so normal as when I'm in a psych ward, because we all know how it feels to be so lonely, and how it feels to be so twisted in our heads. And so you get a real great sense of togetherness, and that's a good thing to have. And if you play your cards right, just keep on smiling, and people get along with you, you'll get along with other people, and it's going to make your transition and stay very well, and it's going to, do great things for you. Food. What's there to say about the food you'll be expecting there? Well, I'd say food varies greatly from place to place. However, on the whole, the food is usually fantastic. You get a very wide variety menu, cooked fresh, so it's not like you're eating just these bag sandwiches daily. So that's a big plus. It's served very, like I said, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hours will depend on, where they place you inside the unit. But again, it tastes amazing most of the time. There's some items that, you go, I don't know what the hell's this, It looks like, something fell off the back of a bus, but I can say that's few and far between what I've seen. All the food I've experienced has been very great and has tasted wonderful. They prep it right there for you. You see them cooking, you'll smell them cooking. You can smell that when breakfast, lunch, and dinner starts up. You can smell it throughout the whole, ward, no matter, if it's a 1-story, 2-story, you get that kitchen smells going on, and that'll, wrap up your hunger real good. They offer a wide variety of fountain drinks. Usually they don't do sodas in the morning, just for being a little healthier for choices, but they'll do fresh orange juice with calcium, cranberry juice, apple juice, coffee, most definitely coffee, decaf, otherwise, no, I don't know who drinks decaf, I joke, I'm tachycardic, I try to stay away from caffeine, but no, coffee is readily available, and they usually even do have it on the ward, depending on what type of facility you're going to. You're not only going to have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner menu that you get served in the cafeteria on trays. The only thing is, you do have plastic utensils, no metal utensils that I've ever seen. Plastic everything. They don't want you hurting yourself, obviously, or hurting others. No fork stab fights in the cafeteria. They can stay away from that, I'm sure. However, like I said, back up on the ward, they may provide you with coffee. I know they did with us. They provide sometimes fountain drinks up there. Usually nothing with too heavy of a caffeine presence or anything like that. But they will offer like Powerade, lemonade, the vitamin water, things like crap like that. And they have that on the ward. And it's nice to be able to go out and get a drink anytime you want, even if it is just water, lemonade, or coffee they offer. It's still nice to have that option. And also, depending on where you go, they should have a basket out that's for snacks on the ward. And no bringing it into your room. They like you to, keep, crumb-free environment to, keep down on bugs or anything invading. We don't need that here, especially in hot Arizona. However, besides that, it's free range, pretty much. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Sometimes hot items, they go. And I know that one of the facilities I was at not only offered breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but also offered sandwiches and stuff on the ward. So if you ever got hungry and it wasn't lunchtime, dinner time, whatever, and, say it was in the middle of the night and you were snacky, they did offer, like bologna sandwiches, something simple like that. So they keep you 100% stocked on food. It's really good food, and I've never had any complaints about it personally. It's always been, treated like food should, and actually cooked, and not just, microwaved or prepackaged crap. So I can say that the food has always been a big plus of going, because it adds to, you usually gain a little weight, which is nice, because usually when I go in, I've been under-eaten because I've been so depressed and crap. So, yeah, so food is nice. And they do track your meals to an extent, depending on what you're in there for as well. But they will be watching and make sure you're eating, because they do want to make sure that you're getting your nutrition and things like that. And so, yeah, that's basically all I can say about food. Obviously, when you're going in for your mental health treatment, part of your treatment plan will be daily classes, which include either group therapy, some individual therapy with your assigned therapist, daily recreational activities, could be going over, just different things, like whether it's a class explaining medications and how to take them correctly, or if it's a class that we all sit together in group and talk about what may be, troubling us that day, what brings us here, something, maybe personal. Like I said, in one of the facilities that I was in, we were a very close-knit group, that I think worked in our favor immensely, because we were able to air a lot of bad stuff from our childhoods and on up. Some people, the torture still hadn't ended, but for others it had been a one and done thing, and it was very emotional, very not upsetting, and I refuse to use the word trigger. Do not like that word at all. Sorry, that's a little antidote there. However, it was very real issues and very real subjects, and the fact that we were able to speak about that together, it was amazing. Other things included was pet therapy. They would bring in some dogs, and they would be, therapy animals and emotional support animals. So, if you enjoy, animals, they had something for that. They had a yoga instructor that would come in, and she was absolutely amazing. I loved her classes. Even at the time, I had just recovered from... I actually, in between on one of the stays, I've gone about 6 times now. Does that tell you a little bit about me? No, I joke. But one of the yoga instructors, while I was there, she was absolutely amazing. And even while I was healing from my back surgery and other degenerative conditions that I have, I was, trying to work through those and work them out. She was an amazing instructor, and I enjoyed her classes. And it was very therapeutic. We would go in and watch video presentations done on, well-being of self, and how to, unlock your potential within yourself. Just everything related to mental well-being and getting to a better state and frame of mind. It was something that you could not ask for better therapy for, better help. It was not individual therapy like a lot of people needed. You will probably need also individual therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. They encourage continuing after even the patient in-stay facility. They encourage outpatient services, whether they offer it at that clinic or not, whether your insurance accepts it. But they will direct you where to go. With your discharge, they will make sure that you are not only given a survey so you can let them know how they did. Be nice to the staff. That's all I can say. Be nice to the staff and they'll be nice to you. And that survey at the end, that can be all 10s or whatever, excellent ratings they want. Because if you're nice to the staff, they're nice to you. And you know what? If they show you discourtesy after you've shown them courtesy, then screw them. You don't need to be around those type of people. But, as for everything else, really, the classes are not mandatory. However, they encourage everybody to go to them, to participate, to actually heal. And at some facilities that I've gone to, they will not allow you to participate in any extracurricular activities that they, provide, because say they offer smoke breaks. Someplace they offer smoke breaks. You're allowed to smoke at these facilities. Very few and in between. I'm lucky to have found a couple. I am a smoker, obviously. So they say if you're too sick to go to a class, then you're too sick to go on a smoke break. You're too sick to go down to the cafeteria and join the rest of the group for, lunch and dinner. They'll bring that up to you. They'll bring breakfast up to you. You have to participate in order to not only help yourself, but show them that they are at least attempting to help you. Show them that, yes, they are benefiting with what they are doing. Because if they get no feedback, they can improve or make improvements in areas, say, where they do need help. Or they do need to address, more subjects or things like that. And if you do have concerns, bring them up during group. Bring up your concerns during group. It is an open forum. And just because maybe other people are being quiet does not by any means mean you have to be quiet. You are allowed to bring up anything at any time that you need. And in classes, I encourage to ask questions if you're confused. Try to participate. You don't need to, do anything you're uncomfortable with. But at the same time, don't just sit there all day. Because, staying quiet in class and not speaking up or not trying to do anything is basically the same as staying in your room all day. Just with the added benefit of background noise of someone talking. You're not getting anything from it. And you're there to get help. You're there to benefit from this. So, go to the classes, participate. It's not mandatory, but they strongly encourage it and advise it, especially if you want, those extra programs, whether it be meals or a break or things like that. Go to the classes. Make friends. Make these connections with people. Get what's on your chest out. Get what you need, and all the things that have been bothering you and pent up in your system, get those out. Because that rage, frustration, depression, anxiety, that all needs to come out. And that's what these classes are for, is to get these out. And like I said, if you have any concerns, bring them up in group. Say we're not covering things right. Say, oh, you guys are not doing this right. Oh, I wish we could have done this. Oh, I wish we do this in the future. They will listen to you. They are there to hear your feedback. They want your feedback. As long as you don't do it in a disruptive and belligerent manner, they're going to listen to you. So that's what I have to say about classes. Medications will be the last one we cover here. And I will make this point clear, and the first thing I say, if you are at the facility to just get medication to get high, you are barking up the wrong tree, and you are ruining it for the rest of us who actually need help. This facility, any facility you go to, is there to get the medications correct, get them on a level that helps you, get them on a level that stabilizes your mood, your behavior, your thoughts, things like that, to make you feel better. Not just to get a quick fix. They're not going to do that for you. And they know the difference between a fake act and a real act. So don't try to pull the wool over their eyes, because they're not going to fall for it. Otherwise, medications are very straightforward. They'll go over, the psychiatrist will immediately, the medical doctor will probably meet you first, and they'll see if you need any base medications. Otherwise, the psychiatrist always meets with you, usually about mid-morning, and that's when you should be on new medications. He should re-prescribe medication, he or she, should re-prescribe any medications they believe that are going to help you a little more, stabilize you a little more, maybe make you a little less anxious. A lot of clinics nowadays do have a big aversion to benzodiazepines. So if you're in there to get, say, some sort of benzodiazepine, again, barking up the wrong tree. You're not going to be hitting it. They're not going to be sitting there looking for the drug seekers, looking for the drug, they're not drug pushers. They're there to help someone and people with genuine needs. And so, medications are very straightforward. Your doctor will go over with them. Your psych doctor will go over with them. Your case manager will go over them with you. It's going to be covered. But they're going to get you on something that corrects you, that balances you, that helps you. And I guess that's all I have to say. And I really hope that I have helped some people with this guide and made inpatient sound a little less scary. It really isn't. You get those initial jitters, but you know what? Once you get in there, you're going to find a friend. You're going to get help from people. You're going to be in a supportive community. And that's all you have to think about, is that you're going to get the support and help you need. And by the time you leave, after those 5 to 7 or how many days you need, I've needed up to 10 sometimes, you are going to be a completely different person. You're not going to be that person who entered that facility. They'll take your picture when you first enter, and notice how you look leaving versus how you looked entering. And it will be a new chapter in your life. And I hope you only have to go one time. I hope they get it right for you. But remember, there's never any shame in needing to go again. If they haven't got something right, if your psychiatrists outside of these facilities don't assist you in the manner that you think that you need, go back. Get help again. Do whatever you can to make sure your well-being mentally is taken care of. Because mental well-being is just as important as physical well-being, if not more at times.